Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the ARK Podcast number 41. My name is Brad, and I'm here with the core team. Your host tonight, as always, our dedicated leader, Atlas. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you for the introduction, Mr. Brad, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's podcast. My name is Atlas. This is ARK, and tonight we're going to give you a very special update as tomorrow is a big day, something that we've all been looking forward to, which is getting to see the syndicate viewer system, which is absolutely something that the guys have done an amazing job with. The speed of how it's loading all the information so we could see all of our downlines is absolutely like it's like instantly. So something we're really proud about, something we can't wait for you all to interact with in the D app and be able to see your positions, how many folks used your referral links, and something that we're going to use here every single day. It's also a part of the airdrop system in the rewards part of ARK. So you're going to be able to use that also for airdrops. A lot of innovation has been put into that part as well. So very seamless batch airdrops. So looking forward to that. And that's going to be happening tomorrow. From our understanding right now, it's going to be at 5 p.m. UTC. That should be noon over in the East Coast. So you guys will be able to interact with that. Also, very important note, if there's anyone that you know or you haven't confirmed with them, if they've actually deposited their private and pre-sale NFTs, this is it. We've got about 8 hours left. If you know them, reach out to them. Make sure they're here with us and that they're going to be able to be in the right position as this is the cutoff. After this time, it's not going to be possible for anyone to make any further changes. I mean, zero changes, guys. We've given plenty of time. We've extended this for over a week, and even then, given more time till tomorrow. So please, guys, if you know anyone, even if you think or assume that they have, just confirm it. Make sure, and if you're in any groups, if you could reach out to those leaders and maybe ask them to do a poll or do something that they can confirm that everyone that they've talked to about ARK and that they know has come in, or maybe they don't know, but they've heard about ARK in their group. We'd kindly appreciate your efforts to make sure that no one gets left behind and everybody is exactly where they want to be. As tomorrow, you'll be able to see who you're under and who is under you. So it's going to be very, very important. I know a lot of folks are waiting to see that so that they can make decisions. Are they buying, 2 levels or 3 levels or 5 levels of bond, or, having a legacy NFT? So very important things that we have going on. And we're looking for Thursday. That's going to be December 15th for the official launch of the ARK Vault. And that's when the whole system really comes to life. And then the next day, we're going to be doing our first drawing of Spark Rewards. So looking forward to that, guys. Very, very exciting week. Let's see if Mr. Brett Norton, did I miss anything? Is there anything that you want to add to the update for this evening?
No, I think you got it. I was trying to think if there was anything else. I mean, obviously, it's going to be a pretty busy week. Do you know of any AMAs that we have? Oh, James Pelton. Yeah, I don't know if you wanted to mention that.
All right. Thank you for that reminder, Brett. That is December 13th. So very exciting. That's going to be Tuesday. And we have all the information pinned. That's going to be a live YouTube AMA with James Pelton. So right in time to get over to that, huge community of expert investors and let them, know everything about ARK and have them come to really help us with the launch and the whole buy pressure that we're looking forward to, which is healthy. It's going to feed a lot of liquidity to our controller. That's more funds that we have here to make sure that the project is running very, very smoothly. So we want to reach our price targets, our levels, and we want to make sure that we have enough folks coming in that are going to participate. I know there's some folks that are sitting on the sidelines that are waiting a bit. That's very positive because we want in 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, a lot of folks to come in as well. And as we see folks start to partake into the system and really experience how professional the level of our product is, they're going to feel more comfortable. They're going to really, I think, be impressed and want to go ahead and bring other folks to participate here with us. So yeah, that's absolutely true. We got that coming up on December 13th. There's a couple of other AMAs we're working on. We're not finalized with those announcements. Also, we do have all of the contracts from Driven, the audits. Pardon me, the audits, not the contracts, but the audits on the contracts completed, and everything's looking really fantastic. Over the weekend, the bounty program for the hackers to hack and try to find exploits in all of the ARK contracts is going on, and fantastic results so far. We're going to keep you guys up to date with that. And with CERTIC, I think we just got one or two updated things, but that's pretty much almost finalized, which is really exciting as well. So everything's looking really good, looking very safe, and we're ready to get this crypto. Is there anything else, Brett, that you can think of?
No, I think you got it. Yeah, we'll just be here answering questions in the chat, and looking forward to the article marketing stuff and the video marketing next week. We're going to wrap that up on the 15th as well. So if you haven't got your articles or videos submitted, I don't know if S23 had a recent count. I think we were over 20 articles or over 20 videos maybe, and getting close to 20 articles.
It's 20 articles and 26 videos.
Wow. Okay. So they're stacking up. I know quite a few people on this call have articles in. So that's exciting. And we've been busy reading through them all. I need to catch up a little bit. So if I haven't gotten to your article yet, I apologize, but I've got a list to go through.
Fantastic. Great reminder there, Brett. It's a fantastic opportunity. We actually had Jashawn go over his fantastic article. We were all very impressed. So professional, what he showed us. And tonight we have a guest, Mr. Get Your Ace, who is going to show us one of his latest articles. I'm not sure which one. He's written a couple, and just walk us through the article, do a screen share in the process. Are you ready, Mr. Get Your Ace? Are you talking, Get Your Ace? Because we can't hear you. You can see what's happening with the microphone, or also you're able to write us here in the official ARK chat. We can see the screen. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we could see your screen, but we couldn't hear your microphone.
Can you? Okay, you can hear me now, though.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. All right. Is that screen coming in okay?
Yes, sir, and I can hear you as well.
Perfect. Okay. So this is my latest, my fourth article. I wanted to do something to
interrupt you,
regarding
sir. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what we see now is your Telegram, not the article page. I don't know if maybe you selected the incorrect window.
Yes. There we go. Is that better?
We see it now, and we can hear you. Let's get this script.
Okay. Sorry, technical difficulties. So yeah, I wanted to do something somewhat related to post-COVID, right? Because everybody around the globe has been affected by it or dealt with it, and it's super relatable. And so, I tried to keep my title somewhat along those lines of sustainable passive income in a post-COVID economy with ArkFi. So one thing I try and do is include ArkFi in my title whenever I'm writing an article, just to help aggregate it to the top of the list when people search for ArkFi, and then passive income as well. And so basically just kind of went through, talked about how the entire globe is struggling or attempting to recover from COVID, not only from a health standpoint, but financial as well. Many people have lost jobs, homes, loved ones, etc., and that the governments are pumping trillions of dollars into their various economies to, try and keep things afloat. But that has to get paid somehow. And that's one of the big reasons why the globe is in such financial turmoil. And obviously we've talked about that on the podcast, or AMAs, I should say. And so everyone's well aware of it. There's lots of people who've turned to gig work, Uber, Instacart, just to try and make a living. And so then you just offer up, here's an opportunity or a way to make some sustainable passive income, with a minimal investment. And so just try and catch them, within that first paragraph. I know a lot of people skim through these, so if we can catch them on the first couple of sentences, hopefully they'll continue to read through. um, and so then I just went into trying to describe or define DeFi, or decentralized finance, from a high level point of view. I mean, some of these people who are reading these articles really have no idea about crypto or about DeFi. And so just go through and try and give a brief explanation of what it is and how it works. And so the biggest point here is that it allows for trustless banking, in essence, eliminating the need for brick and mortar banks, brokers, and their fees. But obviously you want to say fees aren't completely eliminated. You always have transaction fees and things like that, but um, it's greatly mitigated. And so then jumping into some benefits of DeFi, just access. There's a lot of people in the world who don't have access to a financial institution or a brick and mortar bank. With DeFi, all you need is, a phone, a tablet, or a PC, and an internet connection, and then it's right there in your hands. And then anonymity, that's a big piece of it too, is it provides significantly more anonymity than traditional banking does. And this, a lot of people want to keep their finances private, which I don't disagree with. And then flexibility, just you don't have to wait for somebody to approve a transaction. You just send it to where you want it to go, and you're done. It's pretty quick and easy. You obviously want to make sure that you're plugging in the right addresses and double checking everything, because obviously as soon as you send it, it's gone. So, and then again, the speed of transactions, it's extremely fast. You don't have to wait for funds to clear from when you transfer from one bank account to another, whether it's external or internal. I've got trying to do some banking transactions now, and it's taken 3 days to just process, and so of course I'm losing that opportunity on that money because it's sitting in a transfer. Um, so then I jumped down to talking about ArkFi. It's like, okay, now if I've got your attention, let's go into the meat and potatoes. And again, just trying to keep it high level, basic, not digging into too much of the tech side of it, where you might lose some people. So really just the three main functions of the ArkFi ecosystem right now, which is obviously the Ark Vault Foundation and legacy NFTs. And then, just grab descriptions from the website. Obviously, I think they're the best written descriptions that I can find, and want to make sure that I'm providing all the accurate information I can. Um, and then just throwing in some graphics to catch the eye. Um, and as Brad mentioned, I believe it was yesterday, going through and bolding, some of those key terms. So trying to do that as well. And then talking about, is it a safe investment? It's like, well, no investment is without risk, right? Um, but the idea that from day one, you you yourself and the development team have had security, stability, longevity as the main focus. We want it to be a secure ecosystem. We want it to be a place where everyone feels safe coming into. And so I feel like that's been accomplished, especially with multiple audits and the things that you were just talking about with the hackathon, trying to find any uh, vulnerabilities. So just talking about the safety, selecting the Binance Smart Chain uh, as the blockchain for its security and decentralization, low gas fees, things like that. And then just tried to put in some of my titles of questions that a reader might ask. It's like, okay, that's great, but what about the contracts? So going and talking about Mr. Green Crypto and Crypto Yawn and how, who they are a little bit. Obviously, I don't know them, but just from what I've heard, and explain, a little bit about that to provide some insight. And then again, great, I don't have that much to invest. Will I just be wasting my time? No, I mean, the whole basis is that this ecosystem was designed around the little guys. I know you've said that multiple times. And you want it to be something that somebody can come into, you know, a month, 6 months, a year down the road and still have the same opportunity. And so, just kind of put in what minimum, 11 ARK to get in to start, and then the launch price, total minimum investment, and I hope this is right, but I said 57.75 plus gas. Um, so if it's incorrect, please let me know so I can update it. And then just talking about my minuscule investment will be nothing compared to the whale investors. It's wrong. I mean, every wallet has a max of 80,000 ARK tokens, max total deposit of 4,000, but basically going into regardless of where you start, everybody ends up with the same amount at the end. And so it helps to justify or solidify somebody's mindset of, what, I can do just as well as anyone else in this system. And I don't have to put thousands of dollars into it. And just, okay, now you've got my attention. How does it work? Okay, so just running into, basic description of how you get in, the idea of the whole goal is to bring it to the masses, talking about upcoming mobile app that's coming out in Q1, and explaining kind of what you can do with that, or at least my understanding, and then jumping into just an official quick start guide. So I'm hoping by the time people get to here, and if they're still reading, then they're interested and want to get into it. So just cut and pasted the quick start guide from the website. I'll put my referral link in here as well, and then go through that whole process. Put in here, if you don't have time to read the white paper, come join my team's private Telegram group. We'll be more than happy to help out. Put my Telegram private team chat in here, and then just plugged my referral in here. I also created a QR code that's dynamic. So, if anybody uses this QR code, I'll get an email that says somebody's clicked on it. And then my Telegram username, official ARK Telegram, the publication for our Medium articles, and then obviously the disclaimer. So one thing, I guess, just to go back to it, I was sitting in line waiting for TSA pre-check to get that done, and the COVID idea popped into my head. So I just opened up the Medium app and just started typing on my phone, and had basically my intro while I was just sitting in line. So again, most people have a phone with them, so if an idea pops in your head, just a couple quick sentences to keep it or write it down so you don't forget it. That's how this one started. So again, tried to make it pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but that's kind of what I went through on this one and my process.
Man, fantastic. I really like how you went on this direction here with the post-COVID. We know currently in China, there's absolute just mayhem happening with the zero COVID policies. People are protesting. It's getting really out of hand, but we're also seeing an uptick around the world with folks getting infected. I mean, we have investors here that the past two weeks have gotten sick. So great thing. I love the QR code, and that's really neat that you get a notification when somebody looks at it. What kind of information do you get through that notification?
Um, I I haven't dug too much into it, but it sends me an email, says somebody's looked at it. I believe it says like the device type, because
Mhm.
I've tested it, and I can see I've got an Android phone, so it says clicked on with an Android phone or a PC, and I think it actually gives a location based on IP address as well.
Well, fantastic. I think it looks actually really cool as well. And I really liked also. I thought it was brilliant that you showed the minimum investment. I believe that we're going to be very successful when we talk to folks and say, hey, just 1% of what you have in cash is sitting in the bank doing nothing. I mean, what do you have to lose? Take a chance. I'm very comfortable with having a conversation like that with anyone around the world because we can all relate to just 1%. You got $100, a dollar. If a dollar falls on the floor, you're not going to cry, right? So you could apply
Yeah.
that into larger amounts as well. And somebody's net worth might be quite a lot, and their cash and their assets. Maybe it could be thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Depends who you're talking to. And we will be talking to some fantastic people that are looking for diversifying. I understand that the more money you have, the more risk you're running, the more that people are trying to take it away from you. Taxes, there's so many things that you have to worry about. That in itself becomes a job and a headache, just maintaining your capital and your wealth. So I really like that. I don't know if the numbers are correct. Brett, did you have a chance to see? Could you scroll to the numbers part, the $57? It would be great to
Yeah.
understand that we have correct math.
I'm on my mobile. I can't really see. What was the question about? The $57 for the minimum investment?
Yes.
I mean, it depends on the price of ARK. Did you state a price and then?
Yeah, I did it based on the launch price of 525, and I did that, with an 11 ARK investment, obviously with the tax, right?
Yeah.
So I just did 525 times 11 to get the 5750, and then obviously the disclaimer plus gas. So if that sounds right. And I mean, I can put another disclaimer in here, current launch price subject to change kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that way somebody's
Yeah.
not looking at it and
The 11 ARK thing, I think, I don't know who threw that out there, but it's been kind of going around. But 10% of 11 is 1.1, so that would give you 9.9 after tax. So it's slightly more, but we're splitting hairs.
Yeah, I mean, I could say 12 ARK just to be on the safe side, right? Because you have to have a minimum of 10 in there in your wallet, right? Or in the vault.
Yeah, you have to deposit 10 after tax. So I probably should run the calc, but it's a little over 11. Yeah, 12 is super safe, but it's a little bit over 11.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather somebody put in 12 than, get 11, so they can't do it and then get frustrated and not want to move forward with it. So
yeah, but I love I like the way you guys are zooming out on in your article specifically. I know Brad did this on another, just give a personal, relatable story, and you chose the COVID debacle, and I think that's great. I think it's gonna draw people's attention, but it's also kind of stating the why. Why are we doing this? Why are we involved in this? Which is very important to understand up front. And I think you'll do well with the article. I know Brad's converted a couple from his COVID story, and I think it's still on the top of everyone's mind, as you mentioned, with inflation and sort of the reaction to the shutdowns, the financial reaction, and how it's having lasting ripple effects. So great job. I really like it, and visually it looks great. Like the balance of the paragraphs and the images and everything are wonderful. I can tell you're spending a decent amount of time putting these together, which is great.
yeah, I mean, I want to make sure that it's not something that's thrown together sloppily, right? Because again, just with any token or investment, I mean, you go to a site and if there's, you know, spelling errors and grammatical issues, it's like, yeah, if they can't even take the time to go through that, what does their contract look like? So, I don't want it to put off the wrong vibe.
Hey, get your ace. Can I chime in? This is Catalyst.
Please.
First of all, excellent article. I love it. Everything that Brett just said too. I mean, the layout and the way it's very well written. I've written several articles myself, and I'm an editor on Team Cryptozoa. So I not only write a lot of articles, I edit a ton more. So anyway, yeah, excellently written article. But I did the math, and the number you're looking for that minimum investment is 11.111111 ARK. So I've written articles before for other projects where they've had the same metrics, and I usually write 11.12, 11.12. But you can leave it at 12 if you want. But the exact number is 11 with a repeating .11111 to infinity.
Okay. I mean, I'm open to what everyone else thinks on the AMA. I mean, would you prefer to see a round number like 12, or does it matter one way or the other? I'm just
Well,
curious.
12's probably going to read easier to especially newbies. And I mean, if you write 11.12, that's without explaining it, it's probably going to raise more questions. And
Right.
and your article's already written excellently, so I'm not suggesting you add the rationale behind where that 11.11 comes from, unless you want to, but it might just make your article more wordy. So like Brett said, $12, you'd totally be safe.
How about what if I put the approximate minimum investment as 12 ARK? Just so it's not
Perfect.
a definitive. There we go. Live editing for your viewing pleasure.
The best man in the medium game. The Catalyst is here. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first.
No, and I really appreciate it, Mr. Catalyst. Just I love the feedback, and obviously the more feedback I can get from, you know, folks, especially in your position with how many articles and editing and things like that. I mean, it's only going to make me a better writer. You know, and I feel like every article I've written has gotten better and better and better, at least in my eyes. And the more you do it, the better you get, and the easier it is to write. You know, my first one probably took me four plus hours, and you know, this one I probably put together in just a couple hours. So it's been an awesome journey, just writing these articles and getting more comfortable with it. And as the more you write, the more ideas come, and the more creative you can be with it. So it's been awesome. I've really enjoyed it. So I appreciate you guys putting together this competition. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even thought about writing a Medium article to start with. So I'm hoping that I can get some of the traction like Mr. Brad has gotten. I thought about changing one of my articles to the same title as his, since it seems to work, but no, I wouldn't do that. Just kidding.
Well, if I might make a suggestion, since you've got an audience here, you know, you guys, if you want to clap it up, you're allowed to give up to 50 claps through Medium. I see that you've already received 100 claps, and I'm guessing that's from 2 people. I know one of them is me, actually. So if everyone in here went out and gave his article 50 claps, that would definitely give him the traction he's looking for.
Do it immediately, guys. Could you get your article here on the chat?
I don't. Can I post it with a
I'll
link?
post it for you, bro. I'll post it now.
Okay. Cool. Thank you, Brad.
Great idea, Catalyst.
Let's move him up to the top of the charts.
Yeah, I appreciate it. All the help. I mean, really, you know, I was talking to Brad about it. It's like, yeah, it'd be great to win the competition, but at the end of the day, if I can get team members, I mean, that's the gold. That's where it's at.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's the whole point for me. Like, I want to get as many people on my team as I can, and you know.
Well, from what I can see here with your private your private Telegram chat group and your offer to help people privately and the quality of your writing, I think you're well on your way to building your syndicate, which is the goal. So all the best with that.
Much appreciated. And I actually just saw where I had my old price, so I need to fix that.
I'm going to learn how to clap an article. I've never clapped an article before. Let me see.
You just click on the little clap icon down at the bottom of the article or at the bottom of the screen. I think it kind of floats. Yeah, there it goes. Look, 200 claps.
It's asking me to sign in first. Okay, almost there with you guys.
It'll be interesting to see if this is dynamic or if I have to refresh.
It looks like it's dynamic. It just went up. You had 100 and now you have 200. So I'm guessing 2 people just gave you 50 claps each.
Awesome. Thank you all. I really appreciate it.
Plus your Medium stats will tell you how many people have clapped. It won't tell you, as far as I know, Medium won't tell you how many claps you received from each person individually, but it will tell you how many people have clapped. Usually those, you get like a notification that will say so-and-so clapped for your article.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It would be the little notification bell up in the upper right.
And where can I clap?
If you go on his article, down at the bottom of the screen will be a floating.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yeah.
There we go. Clap them cheeks. Let's go.
It does tell you the number of claps. If
Love
it's
it.
your article and you
All
click
right,
on it,
this
it'll
sounds
tell you
easy.
the number of claps per person. It actually will break that down for you.
Say
Wait,
that
I
again.
didn't hear that. Can you repeat that?
If you're the writer and you click over that clap icon, it will actually tell you the number of claps each person provided.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Awesome.
there we go. Oh, and more to follow. Perfect. Awesome.
Hey, let's do it for Jashawn also. He did a fantastic presentation. Jashawn, are you there, sir?
Yes, I'm here. I'm the one that was talking about the different claps because when I'm looking at mine right now, I have some random ones. Like someone gave me 11 claps.
Oh, I hit my max of 50 already.
Could you post it here for us? Send it to Brad, and I'll go ahead and clap it.
And Catalyst, I do have a question for you while we're here talking about these. Going into obviously the SEO piece of it, right? So I mean, I did some research on it and, talked about really putting kind of your keywords into your title preview, but, and doing it, same with your SEO description. And then you can also do your topics. So one thing I've been doing, and this is a suggestion from Brad, is putting ArkFi in every single one of them, just to build that topic in and of itself.
Yep. Absolutely. Every time I read an article on ArkFi, I always look at what topics that author has used to see if there's something I might be missing. As you know, we're limited to 5 topics, but yes, I always include ArkFi just the way you have it there. Passive income is a great one. I've been using DeFi lately as well. Sometimes I might even use decentralized finance, but definitely ArkFi, passive income, and cryptocurrency. Although cryptocurrency is huge on Medium, but I mean, from an SEO standpoint, why not, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's super easy to change, and
I haven't played around with that too much, but I think it might be valuable on the topics, and I'm not sure how this shows up in feeds, but to add like Drip, Elephant Money, and Furio or something like that, because I think if other people have written about those topics, if you want to grow your network of Medium followers, that might be a way to do it, because I think it may trigger that to potentially show up in their feed, especially if you're using those keywords, like mention those also in your articles. Even though it's not necessarily ArkFi, but those are other platforms that have a lot of writers already. We probably know a lot of them, but I think in the beginning it might help. I know Brad's gotten a couple people that are in other protocols that probably saw his article because they've written about Drip or one of the other daily ROI devs. That's just a suggestion. I'm not sure if it shows up directly in feeds because of that topic, but it might.
That's a great idea.
Just something so you guys know, I'm just signing up for that Medium thing here now and going through the selections, and they're looking for topics of interest and stuff like that, and they list cryptocurrency as a specific one, same as blockchain and Ethereum. But just so you guys know, so those are probably tags that they're very interested in, people that are looking for those 3 specific things.
That's good to know. Thanks for sharing that. Get your A's. Yes, I also always put ArkFi in the title like you do. I also, after you start building up similar articles on the same topic, you can link to those articles as well. And I like how you obviously you've got to give your referrer ID. Can you scroll back down to the bottom of your article? Yeah, so you had, yeah, I love it. You gave instructions, and then you also, do you link to any of your other articles?
I have not done that, no, but I probably should. I mean, I have a link for the publication that has all of the articles in it, as well as our team, the rest of the team's articles.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something that a lot of, I guess I picked that up from Patrick Cryptozoa, our team's founder. And then he also links to other, not only does he link to other articles, but now if you go to one of his articles, and it's under Patrick Cryptozoa, and this was already mentioned by somebody else in the chat here, but he links to other projects that he's involved in, Drip, etc. And so that, I think whatever you can do in your articles to, lend credence to your experience in the space, it can't hurt to help build your syndicate or have people feel that you know what you're talking about when you're writing articles. So just a couple other, he used to link to all of the ROI dApps that he was involved in, but it got to be a little lengthy at the end of his articles. So just recently, he has started linking to one article that is actually a list of every project he's involved in. So rather than cluttering up the end of your article with a bunch of links, he's just got one placeholder article, which I just mentioned to him last week that I'm going to steal that idea and make an article listing all of the projects that I'm involved in, just to keep the actual article itself, clean and uncluttered. Another thing that you might want to consider, again, these are things, we're constantly experimenting with things, but someone on the chat just a few minutes ago just said they were signing in for what I think was the paid media subscription. You might want to put a link to your Medium referrer in your articles, because Medium does pay you for referring people to join Medium. So that just becomes another revenue source.
Awesome. Yeah, I think I'm at the cusp of getting that Medium subscription. I'm at my max articles I can read.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought, okay. For those that don't know, Medium has a paid, I forget what they call it, but writers can actually get paid for their articles and also for referring people to subscribe to Medium. But that's a whole nother topic. I'm getting off topic here. Sorry about that.
All good. It's always good information to know, and especially if you are, contemplating signing up for it, it's, may not know that, and you sign up and you're continually writing articles and losing out on potential passive income. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, it seems as though, I mean, from what I can tell, you obviously enjoy writing and you take pride in your work, and it's nice to get that monthly check sent to you from Medium. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's just another passive income source. I mentioned on an earlier podcast a couple of weeks ago here on ARK that I make between $50 and $100 a month just from people reading my articles. Patrick once told me he was making quite a bit on his articles. I don't quite know the number, and I don't necessarily want to say it, but it adds up. So just something to think about for you writers out there that are already doing the work. If you enjoy it, especially if we have any bloggers out there, just another source of income. Medium is like the YouTube for writers, except not quite as lucrative. Although I suppose if you had millions of followers on Medium, like some of these YouTubers have, you could probably make some bank.
Got to start somewhere, right?
Right.
Let's get this crypto. Thank you so much, Catalyst, for taking the time to give your advice and help Mr. Get Your Ace get that article even to another level. I mean, this is fantastic to have somebody like yourself here, live and direct here on the podcast, helping our community. This is an important part of ARK, getting these Medium articles done. That's why we have that contest. And have you written and applied to the contest, Mr. Catalyst?
I have, yes. I just put in, I just filled out the Google form with my most recent article on ARK. I believe yesterday I put an entry on the Google form.
Oh,
so it should be out there.
Would you like to go over yours here live with us?
You know what? I actually am putting a bow on a new article that I wrote this afternoon. I'm just cleaning it up, and I was going to ask this question of you anyway for the members here that are on the group. When we complete an article, what's the best way? Who should we be sending it to? The admins, to Brett, to you, to all of y'all?
No. S23. He's the one that's put together the form. Are you there, S23?
Yep, always.
Okay, great. So when we, for everyone here and everyone in the community, when we complete an article, we publish it on our Medium site, and then we send the link to you through a DM.
The form. Yes. You usually complete the form. It's a very simple form. It's just a DG username and a link to your article.
Well, I guess specifically what I'm referring to is how do we get it posted on the ARK, the official ARK TG?
Or you can send it to any of the admins. You can send it to Brad, Fortunate.
Okay, so any of the admins. All right, great.
Well, I rather that we have just one system. Mr. S23, wouldn't it make sense that when someone updates that Google article that you already go ahead and automatically do it?
What do you mean update? I'm sorry, but I might have missed something. Like, is there some change that happened that you need updated on the form?
They fill out the form, right? Wouldn't it make more sense that as soon as somebody adds their entry, that you from there just go ahead and post it? I mean, obviously review it first, but wouldn't that be a simpler process?
No, that would have to be the team that is going to pick the winners too. Like there's no point in that. I can just have a quick look yet, but
I'm not talking about that. The question is, when somebody puts an article up, they fill out the form, the Google form that you've created, wouldn't automatically you have a notification, be able to see that someone submitted the article for the contest, you review it quickly, and then you post it into the announcements and the main chat instead of going and on admins.
yeah, but like right now we're up to 20 articles already and 26 videos. So like we can do that for the next ones, like unless like you would want like 46 posts like in a row before the contest ends. I don't know, like whatever works for you.
Okay. What I would like is that when someone fills out the form, that since you're managing that form, that automatically you read the article and then you pin and post it for us so that they don't have to chase down the admins. Does that make sense?
Sure.
All right. Because I believe you're the only one that has access to that form.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
I can make a list. I can make a list for anybody else that wants access to. Like I can provide that list to the devs too, so that the admins and devs, like the team, so that it's like there for everybody to check out whenever they want to. Like as new articles and videos are added, I mean, an updated list. That's easy.
You just want a seamless process so that people don't have to chase down the admins and that we don't, triple post because, not aware if anybody else did it. Okay. I think we got that resolved. Mr. Catalyst. So would you like to go over one that you posted already and published or one that you're working on with us this evening?
Yeah, I intend to have this one finished by this evening. I will put the link in the Google form. And then, I'm happy to go over it at tomorrow's podcast if that works, or Tuesday, or, whatever works for you guys.
Yeah, come on over tomorrow. We have Coach Roberto for the breathing session. I think you were here for last one.
Yes, I was.
Did you do the breathing? I think I asked, and you said you did.
I did. I got lightheaded. I almost fell out of my chair.
Invite Patrick to come. I think you get a lot out of it. I've tried to set up a one-on-one breathing session for Patrick with Coach Roberto. And he's like, no, I don't want anything for free. And I'm like, okay, well, it's just a favor, in a really good way to meet Coach. So see if you invite Patrick. I'll do the same. But I think maybe coming from you and you've already experienced it, it won't be such a hard chill.
So I'm happy to do that. I didn't realize. So that's every Monday that
yes, sir.
He does.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll
put the word out.
He has to chase me down. So he's like, okay, I'll go to your podcast and get you breathing, Mr. Atlas. So it's good. We all have a good time. Brett's really into breathing as well. So so let's do that tomorrow. We'll have him on and we'll have you on and, take us to warp speed. Show us how the pros do it. And it'd be an honor and a pleasure to have you go over it.
Sorry, my dog's barking. I'll plan on that for tomorrow's podcast. So I'm going to jump off here and finish the article and get it posted on the Google form. And then Vest23 wants to post it on the TG chat. That'd be awesome. And I know you guys are super busy with everything, especially tomorrow's next milestone. But this particular article I'm working on has some math in it. So if anyone wants to just it's not anything complicated, but I just want to make sure my numbers are correct. Just like Get Your Ace asks about his numbers. If nobody has time to check it out, don't worry about it. I'll still go over it tomorrow. We can, maybe by going over it tomorrow, we can determine if my math is correct.
All right. Fantastic. And I also sent you a DM, if you could check that out later, Mr. Catalyst. And we look forward to tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah,
you
I'll
have to
check
go.
that out. I'm going to jump off and finish this up.
All right. We're going to continue here. I want to talk about some of the crazy regulations that the European authorities are wanting to really put us under. 1 second here. I think I hit the wrong button. Let me do a screen share for you guys. A second. Here. Okay, there it is. See if I can share that easily with all of you. There it is. Can you guys see my page?
We can indeed, yes.
All right. Well, this is this is the new rule book that they want to bring out here for Europeans, and they are wanting to limit a maximum of $10,000 for cash payments and transactions. This is kind of worrisome. I mean, imagine you have a couple billion euros sitting in your account that you worked very hard for, and now they're giving you these limits of $10,000 for a transaction. It I don't know. I think it's something that is not very positive. It's going to this whole digital ID situation. And, in my personal opinion, I think this is absolutely tyrannical. Outlawing these, cash transactions over 10,000, which at the current rate of inflation, will probably be able to buy half a shawarma in a decade with 10,000 euros. So, they're saying this is to protect us. And it just, to me, doesn't seem that way. And I'm going to post a link if any of you guys want to check this out. But they're also using this great opportunity from the council to also demand, for crypto asset, service providers to apply due diligence for carrying out any transaction amounting to 1,000 euros or more. And this is, of course, to, mitigate any type of risk in relation to like self-hosted wallets. So, this is all playing into this narrative, and it's playing right into our hands, I think, here at ARK, as we're understanding that a lot of the centralized financial systems are very compromised, and at the same time that they're focusing in on crypto, but they're really putting the screws on, and of course, it's always to protect us. And our partnership with Ultimo, I think, really couldn't come at a better time when I'm sitting here and reading this. These anti-money laundering, terrorism. They got a nice little video here. I'll show you guys. Just to make it, I guess, more to protect you or scare you. Turn it down. And I just screams safety and security, right? So yeah, very, very interesting. Any comments, questions, guys, about that?
Brad, are you going to use that for your next article?
I've got a couple I'm working on. I need to finish up. Been super busy recently. I'll let you take that one, Ace.
So yes, folks, I even got a nice little photo for you to go with that article. Where is it? Oh, here we go. I just posted it for you guys. The article. So look, couldn't find a better time. What did you say, Brett, for having Ultimo here at ARK? Brett, can you hear us?
Brett, he's saying Brett, not Brad, just in case you were mixing it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you can hear us. Do you have any opinion, Mr. Brad?
Anything to do with I'm not sure if I should give my opinion. I don't. I'm very anti-government, but I think that this just screams the need for things like ARK and Ultimo. I think it's a match made in heaven. Anybody involved in Ultimo won't even have this problem. So, but yeah, as to this, I think are they trying to stop money laundering, or are they just trying to, affect crypto negatively? I'm sure that happens in crypto, but I think they're just trying to get their piece. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that with getting takeout per transactions at ATMs. I think a lot of it has to do with the concerns they have of bank runs, as inflation just keeps getting completely out of hand, and folks get concerned. By having these limits in place, it's already making sure you're not be able to go and pull out everything you have in just one visit to the bank. Which, I mean, if you did try to, if people just did that, we'd realize that there isn't enough cash to do that. So yeah, there's a lot of domino effect situations coming with banks, and I think this is really to just say, hey, I mean, we've changed these laws. It's here to protect you. So we want to make sure you're not one of the bad guys, but you're one of the good guys. We know you're one of the good guys. We have all your KYC, but still, we have to follow these rules. So it's just, I think, really creating that bottleneck for folks as they start to get more concerned about their assets, sitting in banks. So yeah, really interesting. And I think here in Spain, they're also going to start to be really strict. I think anything over 1,000, they won't let you take out as well from ATMs. There's like this whole forms and stuff you got to fill. It's really tightening up, guys. It's something that's going to happen on a global level, but we're seeing the moves happen, and I just feel it's really a blessing for us that we have the Ultimo, and I hope that as many of us are able to take advantage of that. As inside the matrix here, we're going to be seeing a lot of really, really tight controls. They're going to keep coming. Let's get this crypto. And thank you for your opinion there, Mr. Brad. Is there anybody else?
Well, that is why I let you give your opinion, sir, because yours was, I know that we feel the same, and you have a much more diplomatic way of putting it across. You're much better with words than me, but yeah, my sentiment exactly.
Thank you.
Hey, sorry, Atlas. I was parking our car. I think that it's going to have, an immediate knee-jerk reaction. I think people already are pulling their monies out of the bank. I think this idea, and maybe it's by design, to push towards a cashless system. but I think it's going to have the opposite effect that they want immediately. People are going to look at that and go, geez, well, if I'm limited at the amount of money I can pull out, I better start pulling it out every day. So, yeah, I think this is, just shenanigans again, to push us into a cashless system and try to regulate crypto down or scare people away from it as much as possible, knowing that blockchain technology is going to be the way forward, but they want to control it, and they're going to do everything they can to not let you own your own money or your own assets. They'll want to control everything at the blockchain level on an individual basis. That's how they're going to collateralize any kind of new CBDC. I think the old debt regime will maybe have a dead cat bounce. They'd try to reset, bring back a system that's very similar to the one we have now. No one will like it, and they'll find an excuse to possibly eliminate debt in a way, by collateralizing assets that back, not necessarily a one-to-one basis, but pretty close, from natural resources, gold, silver, tangible assets that an economy produces, and then what the citizens hold to back that CBDC on a global scale. And that'll be demanded from the top down, the IMF, BIS. They'll want to see if you're going to do trade internationally and use your CBDC on a worldwide basis, then it'll have to be backed by those assets that are held by your nation, or else you won't qualify for a CBDC that can do business or trade cross-border. So, yeah, that's where it's heading. But I think at the same time, we have an opportunity to maintain a parallel economy in all of this, and have DeFi that's owned and controlled, and then has on and off ramps into that system. That's something that they can't control. So yeah, we need to stay vigilant and keep working towards that goal. If we don't do it, no one else will. So we want to be the leaders. We want to be the ones that have the clear mindset and the vision for what we want, not what necessarily benefits others that are quote unquote in control. So that was my little soapbox for the night.
You man. Yeah, no, it's playing in and just reading this and understand that we have the Ultimo product and solution, that's extremely helpful. I want to see how it also plays out with these wallets that they're talking about. They're saying that crypto asset providers, they call them CASPS. They want them to apply this, due diligence measures when carrying out any type of crypto transaction equal to 1,000 euros or more. So, interesting to see how this all plays out. But yeah, they're coming out guns blazing, no doubt. So I'm just very grateful for the opportunity that we have with Ultimo, and any support that we can give them to get to their raise of capital for their business, and be able to start onboarding so many folks all around the globe through ARK, to have the access to their crypto, and be able to just not have to play in this small, very restricted box where they want to handcuff folks that are transacting through fiat, through the regular financial system rails, and also they're sticking their nose here into crypto. So yeah, let's be grateful that we have this opportunity, and that the timing's just perfect. And I think we're going to be okay, guys.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent investment for sure. I'm getting my card tomorrow, I think. So I'll let you all know how it goes. I should be getting an announcement.
Oh man, that's awesome! They gave you like a tracking of the shipment.
Yeah. You get a DHL tracking on my phone and email. So it's coming in tomorrow.
Really fast, man. That's really fast. I'm so happy for you. Let's go, man.
Yeah, I'll try it out tomorrow too. I'll buy something, gas, or I don't know, maybe take some money out of the bank or something. Just try it out. Better do it while I can, right?
Is the one coming through the NFT come preloaded, or no? You have to fill that one.
You have $150 preloaded.
Fantastic. Oh man, that's gonna be great.
Oh, and I think I
And
got my. I also got my little dividend payment too. I think today is this the 10th today.
this is 11th here in Europe,
11th?
12th.
Yeah. So I got it. I'll have to check. I'll have to check my dividend, but it should have been paid yesterday. So I got another little reward. So now it's coming on the 10th for everybody that's an NFT holder with Ultima.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic, man. Ooh, freedom.
Oh, hey Brad, did you get your legacy NFT again today? The payment, the reward?
Let me check right now. I haven't looked.
Yeah, because I was just looking at the numbers. I think you got $4, I think, for silvers yesterday, and I can't remember. Some other people were reporting on the voice chat yesterday, but that's pretty good. If you're getting
Yeah, it's really good.
$3-4 a day, I mean, you're paying that back, a silver back in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Well,
without
less than a year. Be 1,200 in a. Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. Well, that's without the buys and sells, the 1.5% fees, feeding that pool. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. Just seeing the page, waiting for the page to load. Yes, sir. Did indeed. Got $3.92 today.
Ooh, nice.
Let's get this crypto. Man, the children are happy. Let's go. Fantastic, man. Hey, you could say you're one of the first earners in ARK. That's pretty fantastic.
Well, hey guys, I've got to jump off. We're having a kids' Christmas party. A bunch of friends. They're watching movies outside and got a bunch of sweet stuff to eat. So I'm gonna head off. Great AMA. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for being here, Brett. And we'll see you tomorrow. Big day tomorrow. And yeah, we'll hang out here for a bit before we close it. But enjoy yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Take care, Brett.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. We got Jamoke. Oh, hello. I don't think I've seen this person here before. Got JT, Sean. Does anyone have a question or a comment? Guess everybody's busy doing their things tonight. Well, folks, we've had a great podcast tonight. Amazing to have Catalyst here with us and being able to go through the article with Get Your Ace. And I mean, it's really an honor to have these folks that have so much experience. You know, they got an army of article writers, and some people have just had such amazing success. So something else I think we can be very grateful for here at ARK. And we'll have him back tomorrow, which is fantastic. And he'll go over his article. And I think that a lot of us are going to be sitting here taking notes, getting that alpha from one of the top folks there, and he's an editor for the Cryptozoa team. So really fantastic. I think we got a lot to learn, and yeah, looking forward to it. So guys, we're going to head and close the podcast for this evening. I want to thank everyone who participated here this evening. We hope that you found the podcast informative, entertaining, and that you were able to get something out of it. And the folks that are listening to the recording, we hope that you also enjoyed tonight's podcast number 41. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.